It's huge.
It is 20 years since the worst tsunami in history. Around 230,000 people died. On the shores of Khao Lak in Thailand, more than 5,000 lost their lives. Suthep was on his fishing boat when it suddenly hit.
What did it look and feel like?
I knew instinctively something was wrong and it was dangerous, but I didn't know what a tsunami was. The more I moved, the more the waves went against me. It was so strong.
How were you able to survive?
I held on to the gas tank. I didn't know how damaged everything was until the tide brought me back. Then I saw everything was destroyed.
20 years on, how does it feel looking back to that day now?
I still think about it all the time. I lost my mother, my father, my wife and my daughter. 10 members of my family. I'm still devastated.
Ampan's husband also died.
I was very discouraged because I lost everything. My house, my work, my husband.
How were you able to survive?
Someone came to my home and shouted, "There is a big wave. There is a big wave. Escape now." I went outside and looked and saw it and heard this very big, strange sound.
She rushed to find her husband at Yan Yao Temple, where bodies were piling up.
Finally, on December 28, I found him. It was 8 p.m. I could recognize him right away from his orange shirt and necklace.
Forensic scientists working here were overwhelmed and underprepared.
Thousands of bodies were laid on the ground here waiting to be identified. This tranquil temple was suddenly the focus of a huge international forensic effort and a gallery of grief.
Preah was just 23 at the time. She spent 41 days working and living amongst the dead.
Why was it so hard to identify the dead?
Practical challenges is that how to manage lots of bodies at the same time, how to identify the bodies before they decompose and then before all of the DNA or fingerprints degraded.
But amidst that desperation, Ampan and Suthep, both in mourning, eventually found each other. They've been married now for 17 years.
What has it meant to you to find love after all that loss?
It's good. He also lost his partner, so we are the same. And we've been able to build a life together.
It's heartwarming. Our hearts just connected.
These are the graves of those who have never been identified. Now there are at least tsunami warning systems in place. Trauma still lingers, but there's plenty of hope and healing too. Cordelia Lynch, Khao Lak, Thailand.